Welcome everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Before I say anything, I do have to let you know who I am. It's your girl Jessica with a Y, JessYca, or socially known as So Well Jess. Welcome to the YouTube, welcome YouTube family, glad to have you. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're following your girl. With that being said, let's just get right into it. As you may or may not know, my purpose here, So Well Jess on YouTube, is to represent the culture of Barbados and to also work as a bridge from the outside world looking to come in, because some people have no idea what to expect. So my last video was on the travel protocols and my protocol story. However, that was in the beginning of December and we are now mid to ending January. So a lot has changed and everybody's story is different. So what I'm doing today is I have one of my YouTube family who reached out to me and was looking forward to hanging out together. Flew in the beginning of January, and I was like, don't worry, girl, you're gonna come in, you're gonna quarantine, it's gonna be 2 days, you're gonna be out. It was simple, whatever. Crash. Her story was very, very different, unfortunately. And I almost feel as though I'd be doing the culture, you guys an injustice if I didn't share everybody's experience, everybody's story, or just at least two sides of the story. Because like I said, I came in, mine was a breeze. I quarantined for 2 days, got my results the next day. I was out enjoying Barbados, right? As we should be. So today I have Nekeia with me, who's YouTube family. Reached out to me and like I said, was excited to come and had to do her test. Ended up quarantining, tested positive, had to go to Harrison's Point. So we're gonna hear all about her experience today and kind of what to expect. And just so you know for yourself, everybody's experience is different and maybe things to look out for, right? Take notes. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, before I start talking about Nekeia's story, before she comes on camera, I need to I feel a strong need to kind of express what's happening right now in Barbados. So today's January 19th, 2021, and things have been not crazy, but things have been not smooth. So right now we're under curfew. Curfew's from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Right? 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. You have to be inside because the cases are on the rise. So a lot of events, major events have been canceled. No hanging, no social events. Anything that we thought we would be doing in January, given the fact that the cases were low, we're not doing. Okay? So, to explain from the very, very beginning exactly what all this is about. In June 2020, the Barbados government introduced a welcome stamp visa, welcoming people who work from home to come and live on the island for 1 year. It's called the welcome stamp. And how it works is, like I said, you go online, you apply for this visa, provided you work from home, you provide the proof that whatever they're asking you for, and then you pay a fee of $2,000 per applicant, or the $3,000 fee for a family bundle. Look it up for whatever details you need to know, or for if you have any more questions. I do not work for anybody. Look it up. So that was back in June, and yes, that was in the midst of a pandemic, but that was the government's way of saying, hey, we know that there's financial strain and people are not traveling as they once were. So let's do this whole visa thing where people come and they work for a company from overseas that's paying them, and in turn they'll be spending their money on the island. Great. I think it's a great initiative, and it's forward thinking, it's innovative, great, awesome job. I was able to meet some wonderful people, including all of you and Nekeia, who I'm going to be interviewing today because of that welcome stamp. So fast forward to, I want to say September, October, Barbados is absolutely COVID free. There was no COVID cases on the island. Everybody's rejoicing, things have reopened, and then just come to find out in December, ending in November, people are disregarding quarantine policies. They're coming in, they're leaving their hotel room, doing what they want to do. So how it works is you come in from most countries, you come into the island with a negative test, quarantine at a government approved facility for however long until you do your second test. Once you get your second test results, you're able to be free and roam the island. People were coming in with their negative test and just saying, hey, whatever, we don't care about the negative test. We're gonna go party. We're gonna go do what we want to do. So because of that, and because of tourist negligence, the cases are right back up, and Barbados is absolutely pissed. I have to let you know, they are very upset. And you can feel it in the supermarket. You can read it online. You see it in the news headlines. People are upset, which, I mean, they should be, because I would be upset as well. So just to kind of give you guys a better feel, cases are back on the rise. Tests are being delayed. And I want to say it was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day when the government announced curfew, no gatherings, and everyone was like dressed up, ready to go celebrate on New Year's. And everyone's like, wait, what curfew? So New Year's was canceled for everybody. So imagine being at home, getting ready to go out. And of course, we all understand we're in the midst of a pandemic. We have to follow the rules. Okay, whatever. But that upset a lot of people. Now in January, what was happening is a lot of people are coming into the island because they're hearing, yeah, let's move. We've already prepared ourselves to move. We're doing it. Here we are. Let's go. Flying in, quarantining, waiting for tests. And like I said, mine wasn't the next day. Waiting for tests for a week, 2 weeks. And while still being at the hotel, are having no clue. So Barbados is backed up for tests. People are flying in. People who live here are upset because they're like, why are you guys letting people into the island when we're still trying to get back on track? And then here we are now. The government says, you know what, guys? You know what, tourists? What we're going to do for you is we are going to cover the cost of your hotel if you have to stay past 72 hours. And then Barbados is like, wait, you're going to cover the cost of hotels? We have these issues. We have these issues. Some parishes honestly don't have running water. Some people are still waiting for unemployment checks, so, and that goes back to what I was saying. You can feel it in the supermarkets. You can hear it on the streets. The people feel unfair, which in all rights they ought to be. So I just, like I said, I don't want to be doing an injustice where you guys feel like, yeah, we're coming. We see all these great pictures, but you have no idea what's happening culturally wise. So just be made aware of that. And like I said, the protocol story is very different. The government is working hard to catch up to backlogs, but people have been in their rooms far more than I did back in the beginning of January. So just keep that in mind before you book your ticket. And if you still want to come, then of course Barbados welcomes you. I don't know, but I don't want to say Barbados welcomes you. Oh my God. Backspace. If you still want to travel, then by all means, at your own judgment or regard. But I just don't want to be telling you, yeah, come. I got through so quickly, and then the complete opposite happens for you. So that's where I am. I'm gonna go ahead and let Nekeia explain her story, and kind of you'll hear me talking in the background or asking questions. Blah. So that's where I am. You're gonna hear me in the background. Nekeia's gonna come on camera and explain her quarantine story, her entire arrival and quarantine and Harrison's Point story, and you'll hear me in the background kind of asking questions. And if I'm unclear, I will also type those questions here for you guys to see what I'm asking as well.
Okay, so my name is Nekeia. I'm from England, London, England. Yeah.
Okay, so how about what made you want to move to Barbados?
You. Should I say Jess? I looked over so many people's videos, but your video stood out to me the most because you were full of life, full of energy. You explained a lot of things, and I did everything you say with in the regards of selling a barrel, depending on how long you're going to be here for. You did talk about the welcome stamp, but because I'm also Trinidadian, I was able to waiver that because I can actually stay here for 6 months without needing any sort of visas or anything like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So I inspired your move. Thank you, girl.
She lit.
So I remember you and I were talking back and forth prior to your arrival date, and we're both super excited. And did you? I don't know if you saw my protocol story before or after you came.
Before. So I made sure I did all my research about protocol. I downloaded the protocol app. The Barbados protocol app, I downloaded that, had it on my phone. I had people look it over for me, so I was able to understand everything that was going on, what tier we were in, or how severe it was where we were coming from. When I left the UK, it was fine. Nothing was the matter. I spoke to Jess a few days before, told me her recent quarantine story, 4 days, everything was fine. Yeah. Spoke to my family members, everything was fine. just literally that week I came on the 1st of January, and everything had changed. Got to the airport, flew over, was absolutely fine. Got into something Adams? Gradley Adams Airport. Luckily had a contact from England that was able to make sure everything was smooth with me coming into the airport. Had my negative quarantine test done, me and my daughters, everything was fine with us. Put our details down where we were staying, and then they gave us a sheet to record our temperatures, and then from then we got chauffeured from the airport to the hotel, and we stayed at the hotel for 7 days. It was the Butterfly Beach Hotel. Don't ever stay at the Butterfly Beach Hotel. The food is terrible.
Oh God.
The service is terrible. When I first came in, they just gave me a form and said, we'll talk to you upstairs. We're gonna call you. I was like, what? I said, do you even know who I am? She was like, I know who you are. I gave you the letter. You go upstairs, and I call you when you go upstairs. I was like, okay. First impressions really, really bad, but that's probably another story for another day. But yeah, the food was terrible. The customer service was terrible. There's probably one lady that was there that was really nice. I forgot her name, Shamika or something, and she was amazing. She explained a lot of things to me. When I went upstairs, I actually called them down. I called them first, and I said, okay, you've just given me a letter. I don't know what this is. There's a bill in here. I already paid for my room, so I don't understand why there's a bill. She explained that the bill was from the government, and that the government was charging me $8.26 a night to be in the hotel.
So your room tax is separate from what you paid online?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
it was completely separate. So I finished paid off for my whole trip, not my whole trip, but the whole hotel stay online, and then got given this bill. Yeah.
You got a wristband. Was your wristband given at the airport? Your wristband you got it at the...
My wristband got given at the airport.
It was red and yellow?
It was red. It was all red. From the airport, I was told not to take it off, and we didn't take it off. We didn't come out of our room for 7 days. We stayed in our room for.
So how long after you came did you do your test?
I did my test on the 3rd.
So you came on the 1st?
Came on the 1st, and then did my test on the 3rd.
Okay.
So it's like 3 days later, 2 days
and
later.
Then you got your results how many days after the 3rd?
And I got my results on the 7th. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 4 days after, I got my results.
Was there a hotline at the time, or there's no hotline?
There is a hotline, but nobody answers.
Okay.
They give you 2 numbers on a sheet of paper for you to call and make your test, and constantly calling these numbers. Even the hotel, sorry about my nails, guys. The hotel was also calling to try and get me a test and stuff like that, and it was really, really
okay.
bad.
At least the hotel tried on your behalf.
They did try on my behalf, yeah.
So when you got your results, was that an email?
It was not. Someone called me. Someone called the hotel, and then they put me through to that person.
Okay. Yeah. And they let you know, hey, you tested positive, so we're gonna come take you away.
Yes, exactly that. Your test is positive, which I was very surprised about, because I got tested in England and I was fine. For the whole time I was here, I was fine. Okay, fair enough. I did get drunk the night before. I drank a lot of alcohol, so I did wake up feeling hungover because I've been detoxing. So I reckon maybe that's the reason why I came up positive.
But you drank before you went for your test?
Yes, I drank the night before I went for my test.
Okay. So they're like, you're positive, we're gonna come get you. How does that work? Well, he said you tested positive, we're gonna come pick you up.
Yes. So they were like, you're positive, but your daughter's negative, because I was with my daughter at this time. And it was like, this is weird, because I'm eating stuff and she's eating stuff. So how comes I'm positive but she's negative? But anyway, they called me about 10 o'clock in the morning. You're positive, we're gonna come and get you. They didn't come and get me till 2:30 in the night time. 2:30 a.m. the next morning on the 8th.
Wow.
They got me and my daughter. I had to take my daughter up with like 8 suitcases, hold her, get them to bring the suitcase downstairs. And obviously you've got coronavirus, so no one wants to come near you. Yeah. And then take her on the bus, with her blanket over, because I don't want her to get sick, because obviously she's negative.
Yeah.
And then we got taken to Harrison's Point at 3 in the morning.
Okay, so so you if you hadn't already paid for all those extra days, because in my case I only booked for 4 days. I figured, so luckily you had already paid up to the time.
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't go over your hotel.
I didn't go over my hotel. Hotel
you
time.
used it all up.
I used it all up. However, They have no information about anything. So you were asking them, so what happens if I have to stay here longer? Nobody knew. What happens? Where do they take me? No one knows. You know, what time are they coming? Nobody knows any information, because it feels like people don't really, the businesses they don't share information with other people, which is quite funny to me, because within England I feel like there's more information sharing if it regards you and regarding your safety, especially as I'm not from here. But
I think maybe if for health purposes they don't want to, I guess, give out your information in a way. Maybe that could be it. I'm not sure. So they picked you up at the time in the morning, and they brought you to St. Lucie.
Yeah.
Deep drive.
So take me to St. Lucie. We picked up so much other people on the way as well. We picked up 2 other British women who I stayed in a room with. And I think 2 Bayesian ladies and 2 other foreign couples as well.
From different hotels?
From different hotels.
Okay, so they probably all tested positive, and we figured let's just kill all these birds with one stone.
Exactly.
So you got there. How's it like? You just, it's like a check-in process?
There is a check-in process. So you going at whatever time of day, whatever time of morning. No one says anything to you. They don't barely speak to you. You're confronted by people with these hazmat suits on that makes you think that you're in a bloody, I don't know, Austin Powers film. And everyone has their things on, and then no one speaks English, because the ladies, the nurses here that are dealing with the COVID, they're from Cuba.
Oh, they're Cuban. Okay.
They're Cuban, so there's no, so they literally just sit you down, point for you to sit down. You get your blood pressure taken. What's the thing with your finger? The thing on your finger. They do the thing on your finger.
They monitor your heart rate.
Monitor your heart rate.
Okay.
And then they take your temperatures, and then you give your information to a Bayesian speaking doctor. And not even a doctor.
English speaking.
Sorry, my bad. English speaking doctor or an administration, and then they show you your room, and that's it. That's all you're told. They told what time you have lunch, what time you have breakfast and dinner, and that's it. Until you have to ask them questions, and then you probably get your information when you ask questions.
So when you first went, you were in a room by yourself?
When I first went, I was in a room with my daughter and 2 British ladies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are English. That's what they call you, right?
Yeah. No, they call us British. If we're black, we're called British. If we're white, we're called English.
Here?
Everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because that's how you differ from different.
Yeah, well, you're from the UK, so you're English. Okay, so what do you think could have been done better in that process?
They have like some really nice sayings on the wall that they're here to remind people of their dignity. The doctors are meant to be human, show their humanity, respect us, and treat us like a person. Yeah. And I feel like that was just for the wall, and it wasn't in spirit. Okay. It wasn't practiced.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people have to understand too. Like luckily you know people. Some people come to Barbados, they don't know anybody at all, right? And then you're told, you have this virus, we're gonna come get you. So then you start to feel so alone, and then you're put into this facility where you know nobody. Nurses are not speaking English. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then here you are trying to figure out like your head from your feet. Mm-hmm. So I can understand why people would feel the way. That for doing better, they should be more humane. Yeah. And okay, so what are some things that you thought they did good with?
Maybe us getting breakfast, getting fed. At least we didn't die. Okay, fair enough. I did come out like feeling a bit more detoxed because I didn't have any cigarettes whilst I was in there. I didn't have any alcohol while I was in there. I drank lots and lots of water. And obviously if you took in any vitamin C tablets, then you would have to take your vitamin C to make sure that you are, when they take your vitals, that you remain, not sick as well. Yeah. So that's probably the best thing I could probably say, is that you get a chance to detox your body while you're there.
And they feed you.
And they feed us. Okay, the food wasn't great, but it was better at the hotel's food was worse than the food at the quarantine center. Wow. So whoever does the food at the quarantine center, go girl.
But there's like a place where you can sit outside and stuff. Yeah,
there was lots of like open spaces outside. There was a bit where you can play football. There's a bit where you can play table tennis. There was one games room, but you can feel like people. We have to walk around with our masks on, and we have to remember that we're here because people have coronavirus. Yeah. You might have it 16%, you might have it 40%. Yeah. But I don't think people are that happy to mingle. As much.
Yeah. I get you, because you're in this facility. Who's gonna want to mingle? it's like somebody who just went to jail. You're not gonna freaking want to play with the rest of the inmates. You're already upset about being there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's good. It's great that you guys it's like good enough food to eat, and then games room.
So the guys was cool.
They're doing something, and then. So at least you had a room. You shared a room.
I shared a room. So the first 2 days, I shared a room with 2 British young ladies. That was pretty nice. But their situation was different from mine. So they had previously had coronavirus in, I think, December last year, November, December. So they just had to prove that they've had it already, and they needed to take an antibody test to see if their antibodies were like okay, if it was like defending them or not.
Yeah.
So they had that. Their doctors from the UK sent their details over, so they were able to present that to then get out early. So they were only there for 2 days.
Okay, so it's like in their system kind of thing.
Yes.
So that's why it came up.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
It's still in their system. That's the reason why it's come up. So I think that how is it going to work for me when I go back to the UK? Because it might still be in my system as well, isn't it? And then I'm going to have to get a negative test to go back. So what happens there?
It's kind of tricky.
Sort it out, guys. Sort it out.
Yeah. These are all things to consider, because we look and we're like, yeah, we're fine, we don't have it, we're coming, and then next thing you know, it's like, coronavirus, how?
Yeah, exactly. Because they said to me that, do I understand how it's worked out? And I was like, does any normal person understand how you guys do your test? Because if you haven't isolated the disease or the virus to then test on it, then how would you know if someone's actually got it? Yeah. But apparently they said I was 16% infected at the time, and had to stay there for the full time.
And how long did you stay there for?
I stayed there for 7 days.
You were there
for 5 days. 5 days, yeah.
Okay, because they're discounting the days that you were already in quarantine.
Yes.
Okay. So the time period you had to wait for your test was like 4 days?
It was, 4 days.
4 days plus 5 days?
Plus 5 days, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so a total of 8 days. By then you were no longer had contagious.
Yes, that means they said if you had no symptoms, they would only have to hold you for 7 days until maybe if you might develop symptoms, but just to check that you don't, they hold you for another few more days.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't.
So that whole time you had no symptoms.
I had no symptoms the whole time. The whole time.
I was messaging you like, hey girl, are you okay? And you were just like, I want to go home.
Yeah, I was so stressed. I was like, God. Do you know what it's like to be kept hostage in another country? You can't even go outside.
Yeah,
it's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun.
But they don't use your phone. There's Wi-Fi.
There's Wi-Fi.
Okay.
There's Wi-Fi. It's not the best, but there's Wi-Fi. You know, we can still download something on Netflix and watch a little Good Girls.
Is there anything you can't do there? Like, are there rules that you just not supposed to do?
I think that they didn't specify any rules to us apart from we can't leave here until they say we can. Yeah, we can.
So anybody want to shout out particularly who was incredibly useful or helpful along the way?
Apart from Jess, obviously. Jess is my rock. Jess is messaging me every day like, girl, how you going? And obviously I was talking about being depressed and reverting on my faith, but she kept me going. Also, my cousin Nikki kept me going as well. Thank you so much, Nikki. My sister, and a beautiful, beautiful lady. She was the only woman that was there that helped me. And she wasn't even a nurse. I think she was like a cleaner, or she changes the bed or something like that. But when I was crying, she came in, she rubbed my back. She said, no worries, sweetie, you're going to be out here soon. She would come and just give me cuddles. And they weren't supposed to give you cuddles, but obviously they've got that thing on. But everybody else is pretending like you've got leprosy or something. They don't want to come close to you. They're handing you a bottle of water from here. And then you got to step back. So they can step back and then you can take it. So also as well, there was a day I got really upset because they wanted me to share rooms with other people. And as far as I'm concerned, I was fine. I was healthy and other people looked really sick. So I kicked off.
Oh, they had symptoms.
They had symptoms, yeah. They had symptoms. You can tell it on, they just looked weak, eyes, everything. And I kicked off. I locked myself in a room and I said, I'm not coming out because I'm not about to get infected here. And this lovely Aretha Gaskin is an angel, absolute angel. She came and she saved me because they were about to call the police, the Bayesian police for me. I don't think so. I'm too cute to go to jail, actual jail. And she moved me and she put me somewhere else. And the 3 days had passed quickly and I was able to get out. So thank you so much, Gaskin, for saving me from being taken to prison.
But I mean, so the reason you didn't want to share hours is because they look visibly sick. So I don't think anybody would want to be in a room with a person who look sick, even though it's like they say I have it.
Yeah.
I still don't want to bump with people who look or seem like they're in horrible conditions. So I can understand where you're coming from. And that's because you share rooms with somebody else already.
Yeah, and they were fine.
Yeah.
You know, and they looked fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went, before they even done all of that stuff, I went to them and I spoke to a doctor first. So I wasn't unreasonable. I said to them, is there any way you can move me where I can be with other people who are coming out of here soon?
Yeah.
And they were looking at me like I was talking another language. They were just like, oh, or whatever they said, and just walked off. So I'm like, so if you don't respect me, do you really think I'm going to respect you guys? So I just sweared. Ran to my room and locked myself in my room for a good, 4 hours. And then, yeah, she hit the gasket, helped me to move. So
is there a bathroom in your room, or you guys share a bathroom?
There's no bathroom in my room.
So for those 4 hours, you were...
However, I did have a toilet like across from me. So I went to the toilet first, and then I locked myself in the bathroom in my room for 4 hours until someone came knocking on the door, you know? But it was scary because I'm not from here, and I don't know what rights I have in this country, you know? So I locked myself in my room because I was scared of what was going to happen. But apparently, maybe it's illegal to do that here. Maybe it covers grounds to call the police if you're not cooperating.
Yeah, you were about to go to prison, sweetie.
Oh my god!
But I don't know if you go to jail because you don't want to spread the disease.
Oh my goodness! Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So some of the things I see online, or people, Asian people will be like, "Well, this isn't a privileged tourist." What do you say if they think like, "Yeah, you're privileged"?
Well, I would say that I have a normal job. I have to work hard for my money like everybody else. I pay my taxes like everybody else. And originally, I'm from the Caribbean islands. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't feel like I'm privileged. I feel like I just have a standard. And the UK gave me that standard because I've been there since I was little.
And what you're asking for wasn't a lot.
What exactly? It wasn't a lot. I just wanted to be treated like a human being. I wanted to be spoken to like a human being. I wanted to be explained what's happening. The process of what's going on, because if it was explained to me from the beginning, I don't think I would have had so much anxieties.
Yeah.
You know, there was someone to be like, okay, someone official, even the nurses was to say, okay, this is what's happening today. You should be out by this day. These are your vitals today. You're going pretty good. Like, give me something to feed off of. So they said, give me something to feel good about, because if you don't give me any information, then I feel shit. Then my immune system is going to get shit. Then I'm going to get depressed. Then you know I'm going to take it out on people around me, and that's not fair on anybody.
So you just felt like a sense of loneliness.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
It literally felt like all my rights has been stripped away from me, and I'm a prisoner in this country.
Yeah.
So.
And I remember you mentioned to me, you said, I feel like I've been lured here.
Yes.
And then the sunny picture that I was shown wasn't what I got when I came in.
Yeah. Which
hit home for me because I can see and that's what inspired me to want to do this, because it's like everyone's saying, yeah, come, take advantage of the welcome stamp, yeah, move, blah, blah, blah. But this is a reality that you may be able to face. Yeah. Right? And so that's why I thought it was important for us to share your story with other people, just in case.
Of course. But you didn't lure me here, even though I contacted you because I already had that seed implanted in my head by your amazing honorable Mia Motley, you know, coming on telly and telling everybody, come over, it's a safe haven. I've come over and the haven weren't that safe, Mia, you know. That's all.
We love you, Auntie, please.
We love you, but we're just saying, you know, do a bit of, you know, that's it. Love you.
There's work that needs to be done. Okay,
so a lot.
Yeah. So the next thing that I've been seeing online is like people are like, well, you're traveling during a pandemic, so you should expect this. What do you say to that?
I guess so. But then after watching all the videos, the most people stayed in their hotel for was 4 days. So it's like, as soon as I get here, now we know that there was a bus crawl and this has happened and this has happened and that's happened. Well, I guess I was just one of the unlucky ones for this to happen to. So I guess now this is the reason why Jess is now bringing this information to you guys, so nobody else gets to feel like this. So everyone is totally up to date by not just on the protocol website, not by just listening to the Honourable Mia Motley talk about what's happening in their country, but also fishing out to see where things have gone wrong. It's like a review on, I don't know, TripAdvisor. You have lots of positive, but in the end you might have something negative. So it's up to you to go by to go by that. So this is all this is. It's just a review on what my experience was.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Jen.
With that being said, I'm about to wrap it up. I think we said all we've had to say. I just want us to have a healthy conversation. Don't get at anybody. There's no need to be arguing or getting at anybody. We all have things that we want to say or express, and there's all ways that we could do better. But I wanted to share that with you, so you're not coming in thinking it's going to be a breeze. It very well may be, and the government is indeed working hard to catch up to the backlog. But there's a lot of work to be done on everybody's behalf. So if you're thinking about moving, definitely keep this in mind before you move. And that's the thing. It's like people are asking questions like, it's a pandemic, so why would you want to come here? Or you're acting privileged, whatever. But when I go to apply for my visa and I pay $2,000 per person and I'm approved, and they say come and move, so then I'm telling myself, all right, cool, my lease is up, I work from home. And Nekeia was even telling me if I can I'd rather use my money that I'm making working from home and put it into somebody's my local neighbor's grocery store, or buy clothes or support somebody here than be doing it in the UK. So I think you have to keep in mind everybody's point of view before we start pointing fingers and telling people how ungrateful or privileged they are. Right now we're just sharing a story and expressing how things were, and we're all upset at the fact that people came in and weren't following quarantine rules. I came in, I did not leave my hotel room, not one single time. Nekeia came in, she was in her room following guidelines. So it's unfair to say it's everybody's fault and it's all the tourists. And people, let me tell you, people are definitely ungrateful and people are definitely audacious. And from all over, from Canada, from the US, from the UK, people are wrong. Yes, you. People are wrong. There's rules to follow them. We do not want to get anybody sick. There's a man on the news who left his quarantine room twice to get a beer. Like, what kind of idiot thing? Yeah, like, so that makes no sense. So we get why people will be upset about that, but just try to keep an open mind and try to understand that people were told to move and they were told come in, get your results in 72 hours, and you're good to go. But I can understand why people are like, the government say we're gonna cover your hotel costs, and I couldn't get why people would be like, wait, you're covering hotel costs when we're still waiting for unemployment. There's still no running water in certain parishes. You know what I'm saying? The roads are still bad. This is happening, that's happening. So yes, we can get why people will be upset, and I want you to know the cultures. There's a discomfort for sure. But let's keep an open mind and let's all work together and have some healthy conversations and go on from there. And I think that's it. I think your girl's done talking. Blah. It's been a lot. I'm going to put Nekeia's socials here where you can follow her. She is a bomb hairdresser back in the UK. And she's just looking to support any way possible. So if you want to collaborate or any ideas, whatever you have, let's all work together. Follow your girl on Instagram, So Well Jess. And when I done know that I gotta represent Barbados, and every time I end a video, I gotta put somebody on. If I have a video and I don't at somebody, give me a lash. I need a lash. The reason why I'm here is to promote the culture and make myself as a bridge between the outside world and Barbados. So I gotta represent. So who I'm gonna plug in today, drum roll please, is BIM Vibes. Their Instagram is at BIM, BIM, like slang for Barbados, BIM, and then Vibes, VIBES. And they are doing, I'll put it right here. They're doing awesome work with always reposting different talents. There's models, producers, recording artists, photographers. Somebody's always being featured. And let me tell you, what makes Barbados so great is the talent, is the young people, is the entrepreneurs. Everybody doing something awesome. So I just love that they're representing. And listen, give them a follow, and you never know who you're gonna end up creeping from there. There's so much to be seen. Barbados is literally overflowing, erupting with talent. So follow BIM Vibes on Instagram, show them some love, double tap, whatever, and make sure you follow me too. Thank you so much for watching. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a healthy, mature, wise conversation. No nonsense. I disregard nonsense. Let's talk about it. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And until next time, take care.